Alright guys, well welcome back and thanks for bearing with us while we take a quick little break to get some food and stuff like that. Hope you guys have been enjoying the game so far. JIRAIYA, I'm sure you have, man.
Yeah, man. I'm learning a lot here. Really entertaining games. As a Zerg player, definitely preferred the first matchup since there was a Zerg, but honestly, that PvP series, insane. Like, absolutely insane. You know, I've watched both players, you know, in the chat before, and just kind of talking through it as a caster, it certainly provides a different lens, not just from a fan perspective, but also from like a analysis perspective, and it just goes to show that how you know, high level these guys are in the round of 8.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. I swear, every time I watch a Terran, like Mihu's caliber, I always want to switch race. But then you go and you watch Sziky, and then you're like, oh, that's why I play Zerg. You know, it's like
Exactly.
But man, like and don't get me wrong, Zhanhun looked great too. But I don't know, there's something to me that's so appealing about just like having those like giant lines of tanks and vultures just crushing everything in sight. And just so awesome. So that was quite the series here. Looks like our next one is going to be a PvP. So bit of a fan favorite for some of the people in chat, and others the other people might be tuning out for a little bit. Who knows? You know, PvP is such a divisive matchup. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I don't know. As much as I meme about it, I think it's pretty entertaining.
PvP is one of those things, as a Zerg player, like, I don't know anything about anything, right? But it's one of those games where, those matchups where, like, all it takes is like one fight. One player can have the lead. He might have a tech advantage or a supply advantage, whatever. But in watching some of these higher level PvPs where micro is so important, and Reaver, shuttle play, and all of that stuff, it's all about the engagement. It's how you control your units, and I think that's what makes it exciting, at least for me. Not knowing that what the outcome will be. I remember last week when we were tuning in to BSL, there was a similar like replay corruption kind of situation where it was like, okay, this player won, but we weren't sure kind of thing. And then when Zero went back to the replay, and I can't recall the two players that were playing, but it was a PvP. And after Zero went back to the replay, and then the game was played, oh, it was Dewalt against Zhanhun. Yeah, that game. Dewalt on Circuit Breakers. Yes, thank you, Zero, for reminding me. That game, I was betting in the gamble, and I had Dewalt, and in the corrupted replay, Dewalt won. And then prior to the fight happening, Dewalt had the numbers advantage. And then, you know, spoiler alert here, but once everything was fixed, and then the live fight happened, of course, that wasn't the outcome.
Oh no!
So it's just crazy how, like, in PvP, kind of like ZVZ too, it's very tit for tat. And you know, typically the player with the best control wins, and that makes for really entertaining games.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's almost like the same matchup, but in like slow motion, because like nothing dies as fast. But it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, though Zealot got 2 extra hits, well, I guess it's over. Like, it's funny because like even sometimes it's not even a fight. Sometimes it's just 2 pylons get made in the main mineral line, and then all of a sudden one player can't mine, and it's over. Like, it's such a weird matchup. Alrighty, guys. Well, sounds like we are ready to go, so let's hop on into this next series. Oh, lovely IDs here. Well, in the bottom left-hand corner, spawning as the blue Protoss, we've got somebody. It's Zhanhun, but very inconsiderate. I feel like we need to have a talking to with these guys.
And spawning on the right side, in red Protoss is, and you gotta keep me honest here, Doc.
Oh, it's QiaoGege, I think.
QiaoGege.
That's my best interpretation of what Google told me the last time I casted these games. So if we're wrong, it's on Google, okay? But come on, what is this? What are these shenanigans? Come on, Chinese players, this is not fair. I can't remember who was the. I think QiaoGege's like ID last time I cast him was like Joe1. I really appreciated that. That was very easy for me to figure out. Alrighty, well, we will see. It looks like, if I had to guess, we're just gonna be going to pretty normal gas for both players instead of yep, no double gates. I don't know. I always find that to be a little unfortunate. I kind of want someone to go the 2-gate. I like the 2-gate openers. They're more exciting for me. But this generally leads to kind of handshaky early game. No one's really trying to do damage going forward until the tech paths have been revealed.
Right.
So I understand why players want to do. It's like more stable. I think once you're comfortable being as good at defending a 2-gate as your opponents are generally at executing a 2-gate, I think this is like the more stable way to go, because you're not really gambling on being able to do damage. You're more just saying, all right, let's get to a point in the game where I think that I can outskill you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's maybe the nature of the map. Like, it's a 3-player map, it's a rampless map, meaning there's no ramp at the main choke. That might be playing a role, but you know, I'd be curious to know what Bonyth does, because he likes to do that 2-gate opener. Maybe there is a rhyme or reason why we're not seeing one of the players do that.
Well, rampless tends to favor 2-gate as well, because
that's what I would think too.
It's just better for aggression. So yeah, it is a little funky, but I feel like whenever I see this, I feel like it's like we're watching like 12 pool versus 12 pool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And maybe at this level, you know, like, these are the best Protosses, and 2-gate is just so dependent on, at the very least, trying to get some probes. With the 1-gate open, like, at this level, these guys just don't lose probes to it, maybe, and as a result, it just plays less or isn't played as often.
It could just be a meta thing too, because if they're off laddering on, like, you know, kind of in their own little Chinese environment. The 2-gate, like, that we've been seeing a lot from the foreigners more often, could just not be something that's really on their mind as much.
Right. Yeah, because they probably play at a different latency, right? Like, they're playing at better latency, I would imagine, and as a result, you can micro better against that kind of play. So as a result, you just don't see it as much maybe in the Chinese ladders. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, that's definitely probably playing a role. 2-gate here for Zhanhun, followed by a Robo.
Yeah, this is like the pretty middle of the way builds here. Looks like the second gate was quite a bit faster though for Zhanhun.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, like, the Robo timings I thought seemed pretty similar though, so I'm wondering where. I think maybe QiaoGege might have been posturing to take the next earlier and then decided to throw down the gate in the Robo instead first.
Well, it looks like QiaoGege continued production off of the 1-gate that he has, because he did get that 3rd goon up a little bit sooner than. Oh wait, that's 4 goons against 3 goons, but there's a Zealot that was made from QiaoGege, so a little bit of a discrepancy there in terms of the units that were produced, and maybe that's why there's a nuance in the gateway timings. But supply-wise, probe-wise, you know, they're pretty neck and neck here. Basically
nothing happened though, and this is the most. This is why I like to see 2-gate overs, because like I don't know what's going on. We have the same buildings but different units, but similar timings for everything. It's just like I don't know what the decisions that go into these build order differences, but clearly there has to be one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the lesson here is we can contemplate who's ahead, but until they actually engage, it's anyone's game at this point. I mean, you know, we can look at sort of the observer timing here from QiaoGege versus the Robo timing and the Reaver timing from Zhanhun, and sort of guesstimate who has the edge there. I mean, obviously, if you skip observer and go into Reaver first against a Robo, that's probably better. Observers are really, you know, just good for getting intel and obviously DTs. So I would probably say the timing of Zhanhun here is better. Since he skipped the observatory.
Yeah, I'd have to say that Zhanhun just is at least giving me the appearance of more confidence. He's out on the map looking for stuff. You know, he's checking out his opponent. He's going for the early Reaver instead of playing it safe and waiting for the obs. He's playing the aggressive part of this duo right now.
Absolutely.
And that always seems to favor the aggressor in mirror matchups, just because if you're the one who's under threat, you're never in a position where you're going to do any real damage, right?
Dude, I can't agree with you more. And this observer did not see the movement of this army from Zhanhun.
This
might be the game right here. This could be the game right here. Now the Reaver is out. Shuttle is out too.
Free goon. Thing is, though, is that we're gonna sit out here and look at the minerals. Zhanhun is about to throw down his own Nexus. Oh my god, he's just gonna walk into the natural? I thought he was just gonna sit outside. This is crazy. This might be the throw, is it? Oh my god, what is happening? I think it was insane to go in here.
The shuttle goes down, but the Reaver's
gonna be exposed now.
There's more goons. Oh, he gets the Reaver.
Reaver gets punched to death by a Zealot, and now the very healthy Reaver for QiaoGege is gonna make the huge difference here. Man, I think this was a huge mistake going in. But
I wouldn't say that just yet. I wouldn't.
The micro! I can't believe it's still alive. Oh, okay, it's gone. Jesus. I was like, what in the world is this?
This is what I'm talking about. So tit for tat, these PvPs. Now, who's ahead from that?
Nobody knows. I think Zhanhun is, because, of course, his Nexus is already down. He's got units outside the natural still, too, so he can be annoying. But it was so close.
Right. Dude, you know what's going to happen.
Oh.
So, picks off the Observer, but the Observer saw what they saw. The two Reaver and Shuttle timing is going to be quicker for QiaoGege. Now, he is going to go into Nexus here. Okay. I was thinking maybe he was going to go all in here. Just all in, 3 gate, 1 base. Just wait for the Shuttle kind of play and try to kill Zhanhun, or at the very least deny the second base. But he's content with stretching this game out, I think. I mean, he's spending his minerals.
I think if you lose your obs, it might be like a gut shot. You know what I mean? You might not lose the fight because you didn't have the obs, but you probably don't want to take it if you don't have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it goes to kind of what you said earlier. Like, he's not as confident, right? Like, Zhanhun, he knows what's going on. He was confident to be the aggressor there. He was confident to place the Nexus concurrent with that push, and confident that he would keep this Nexus, which he currently is continuing to do. But
where's this probe going?
That probe is not planting the Nexus. He's got the money for it.
It's a battle probe. He's got his sword in his pocket, dude. He's coming out to fight.
That probe's carrying a water pistol, my friend.
Dude, I feel like if probes just spun around, they're so sharp. They could just like cut stuff up, dude.
Yeah, well, you know, it's no Bonyth probe. Bonyth probe might have a kill here in this skirmish, but
right, Bonyth probe would take out the Reaver, dude.
Yeah,
no fear. What is this probe doing, bro? He's still out there.
It's just to scout the shuttle, I think, if there is a shuttle coming. Nice micro here from Zhanhun. Very nice micro. Now,
man, this is so terrifying. Reaver versus Reaver is upsettingly like scary.
My heart rate is going up just watching this. Ooh,
nice. The shuttle! Oh no!
The shuttle! Oh,
wow,
if he gets the
was
shuttle,
huge.
oh, that's
and the
gonna
other Reaver.
down.
Okay, bye. Go away, Red Protoss. You're done.
QiaoGege needs to... Oh, QiaoGege's gonna sit. Oh. Now he's just so far back. Like, I know he's behind now. Like, it's a certainty.
What is he
without
doing?
A doubt.
You can't dodge Reaver Scarabs with Dragoons. If you don't, like, you know, like the shuttle.
Okay.
He doesn't have a shuttle. He's just taking hits.
Well, that was the best outcome possible for QiaoGege.
That was insane. I don't know what Zhanhun was thinking. He put his whole advantage at risk for 2 Reaver shots. Even still, though, there's a ton of blue Protoss coming down here. Zhanhun looking to put some pressure on this natural expansion. But the Reaver is out now.
If he can just hold out for that Reaver, you gotta think if he can hold this here and trade effectively, he's got the Zealot to match the. Oh, there's 2 Zealots from Zhanhun, but the Reaver will be in play here.
I think it's so funny. You're like, he's gotta wait for the Reaver, and the Reaver's like in the main base. But you're right, like he has to wait for the Reaver to get to the natural expansion. It's like the fat soldier with the machine gun. Like everyone's like pinned down, and they're just waiting for this fat guy to jog a half mile. He's like, "Come on, we need get over here."
Hey, being the fat guy growing up, don't count the fat man out. All right.
Oh yeah, for real.
I will be a player. In this
you seen JIRAIYA now, dude? He's got traps bigger than the moon. All right, well, shuttle versus no shuttle Reaver is a pretty big deal here, but the micro has been good. QiaoGege really making really good use of this Reaver, keeping it safe. I love this. Look at how good he's doing at microing this back. There are a ton of Dragoons here, though, and the Dragoon wall is just about to peter out here now for QiaoGege, and I think it's enough. Big Scarab still, but it's a full HP Reaver, but it doesn't have any Scarabs! Oh,
shoot!
It does!
The left,
come on! Oh my gosh, the probes! Why weren't the probes helping? Seriously, why didn't he pull the probes? Man. This was the fight to end the game. Oh my god, it was so close. If those goons couldn't have walked forward, if he had just pulled all those probes real quick and just blocked them from walking forward, that Reaver cleans that up.
No, I think QiaoGege needs to come out there with both Reavers intact and more goons for it to be more level. I mean, we know Zhanhun was sitting on his second base. He had the probe advantage, the supply advantage, probably even the gateway advantage there. So maybe a little bit like misleading in terms of the 3 goons being left in GG.
You don't just give up there though. It's a tournament game. You play it out. You know what I mean?
He's saving up his stamina, Doc.
True. There is something to be said for that.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that more players don't just like half-ass the rest of the game when they know they're dead, where they just like kind of like just be really annoying and try not to die for a while, so that way the other player gets really tired playing that first game. You know what I mean? Like especially Terrans. Like you could just sit at the top of your ramp for like a year, you know, versus a Zerg player if you've just got like turrets and tanks up there. I feel like that should be the next. I mean, it'd be terrible for us all to watch, but I certainly think there's something to that.
All it takes is just one peruse in the BSL VODs to see how chat would respond to all of that and how relentless they would be saying Naga and GG, get out.
People are gonna start doing it, and I'm gonna be blamed for the death of BSL. Every game is gonna be like 45 minutes long. This is how Kix plays. I don't know. I haven't seen or heard from Kix at all in the last like year and a half, but I remember when we used to play all the time. He would do stuff like he would make ghosts and cloak them on the ramp and then put one tank, and he'd have no other units. He'd just be like being super annoying and like blocking the ramp with invisible units with a bunch of tanks up there. And he would just like not leave the game. It was so frustrating.
That reminds me of any Artosis TBT.
Oh my god, TBT. That's the one reason why you don't play Terran, man. You have to be a true masochist to want to finish those games.
Yeah, man.
Alrighty, guys. Well, let's go ahead and see game number 2. If either one of the players change their IDs so it's easier to cast, or if we have a flip-flop on the winners. Let's check it out. Please change IDs. Please. No. I mean.
Sorry, sure. Dog.
All right. Is this in the top right-hand corner? Is this Zhanhun again? It is. Okay, cool.
At least the colors are the same.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, dude, could you imagine if they flip-flopped? That would have been awful. No, don't! Thank you.
Zero is trolling you.
Zero's trolling us, dude.
Alright, well, we got QiaoGege in the bottom right corner. What's the map? What's this map? Nemesis. Got it.
Oh, man. Nemesis. It's the Resident Evil map.
You know, by the way that the first game played out, honestly, I mean, it's any player's game. It's all it seems like it's all about the obviously the engagements, but also like things like cutting observatory or going for that robotics facility first.
Yeah.
That seems to be the big difference maker. But I agree with you with what you said. Zhanhun definitely seems to be the more confident player of the two. But we'll see. But at the same time, XiaoGege is not taking any risks either. So we'll kind of have to see how this game plays out. But are we going to see a one gate gas core kind of situation like last game? And then is XiaoGege going to go for that, similarly that observatory again? It wasn't like a huge difference in the shuttle and reaver timing, but it isn't. Every difference is a difference, right? At this level, so we'll see kind of how it all plays out.
Yeah, it's funny that decision seems to. It's basically like if you go for the obs and your opponent goes for the reaver, then you're fighting at your base, and if it's not a flip flop, you're fighting at their base. Yeah, so we'll have to see how this plays out. But again, as you said, he really does show a lot more confidence. Zhanhun is showing a lot more confidence. The obs play is clearly to see what your opponent's doing and potentially counteract DT. Whereas just going for the reaver, you're like, I want to attack. Reaver doesn't shut down the DT, but it's certainly that's how you get yourself over to your opponent's base and start doing the damage.
Right. Cross map scout here for XiaoGege. He's going to see this probe. I wonder if XiaoGege is going to go the long way and go back down to bottom left versus top right. Because I don't think he saw exactly where that probe from Zhanhun was coming from. So we'll see. I think that probe is actually going to start heading south, unfortunately. Whereas Zhanhun is trying to trigger this probe here. So seeing that XiaoGege's probe is going back south, Zhanhun is now going to the bottom right side to go exactly to where XiaoGege is. So this
easy
little mental
game over. Zhanhun wins.
Well, they're both going Citadel. Zhanhun's a little bit quicker for some reason. But the goon should deny any scouts, so still both players kind of in the dark. Yeah, very very kind of interesting. Now there on this map, you could go to the rear. You could backdoor into this thing, and it looks like XiaoGege. Yeah, XiaoGege's gonna. Yeah, so that goon from Zhanhun is going to trigger the units, and he's going to skip a pylon, maybe? Oh, that's a clutch play. That's a clutch play.
This is the counter. This is the. Oh my gosh. This is for that trick you played on me with that probe, you piece of shit. Now you lose it. You think you're so cute.
Oh man. So the DTs are going to be quicker for Zhanhun. The gateways are quicker, but in turn, what is going on? So Zhanhun has more probes, quicker second gate, and quicker DTs. It's almost like his build is far superior here, but at the same time, are they gonna get a forge as a follow-up to anticipate a potential DT versus DT situation here, or are we going to get a base trade kind of situation? This is, I haven't seen this spot in a long time, or maybe ever.
Oh, the shimmers. The shimmers!
Yeah, you might have saw it. If he's big brain.
Where's the forge? The other shimmers!
Zhanhun, Zhanhun I think saw that. I would think Zhanhun saw. Yeah, Zhanhun saw that because his goon at his home is making the forge. Yeah, so Zhanhun knows. That's the difference. Oh man, but XiaoGege does not know. I mean, he's making the forge as a just in case kind of thing, but he didn't know. Oh, now he knows.
Oh no, this is sad. Literally, the timing of the build order, the slight difference in the timing, is making this.
Yeah, but Zhanhun has more money. I guess that's good. Whereas XiaoGege is proactively making a Nexus at 6. This is a base trade situation, and I think
if he gets 3 cannons down,
right. Oh, this is too
What
effed
a
up.
weird game, dude. Thanks, Protoss. Does this ever happen in CBZ? No. Does this happen in TVT? No. Huh. I wonder what race. Oh my god. They're both evacuating to these ridiculous bases.
What's the mindset of killing the eggs there? If he kills the eggs, can't the DTs get in? He's helping him kill the... that's not a...
I think the Zealot's just scared. He's
Is there a
gonna
cannon?
get
Oh, there's a cannon being made! So these goons can get in. The DT's now going for the... You know what?
What is this game, dude?
You know what? Now 2 cannons being made because he needs these 2 goons to protect this base.
What someone needs to do is make a cannon in the goddamn main, because that's what is gonna get reset here. Are there any DTs in the? No, there's nothing. There's nothing in the main.
Well, now he's
Zhanhun.
doing what Zhanhun is doing, but it's too late because the 2 cannons will be up. It's almost better to just clear out the main as Zhanhun's already doing. Gotta be mining here. He's already down 7 probes versus 15 versus 22. But what's the army count? So it's 3. Okay, so the goons are.
This is so ridiculous. Could you imagine if this was boxing and like the 2 contenders like both punch each other in the face at the very beginning, knock each other out, and then they just have to start over again?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's I mean, you got to give the edge to Zhanhun here, right? With more probes. Okay, there is a goon for Zhanhun, 2 goons for QiaoGege, more DTs for Zhanhun, but a robo being planted right away. The gas is even. And I wonder if the probe on these specific mineral patches, I don't know how big of a lead that probe count is based on the mineral optimization that they can do. Like, it's limited. I don't know if it's like a true lead or not. But a robo being down first for QiaoGege has to be good. But these 2 DTs are going to kill the tech. Going for the pylons first, which makes sense. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Zhanhun's gonna kill the assimilator, which, unless he kills both of them, it really doesn't. Yeah, so if he kills both, nothing can come in or out, I believe. Go straight for the core.
I wonder if this is a good play. Do you want to? Because like, I understand that he like wants it to be able to be closed quickly, but do you want to get it so close that your opponent can lock you in if he just walks up to it?
Right.
And then, and then the other ways out are the top left and top right of these bases, or whatever, right? Like the sides.
Right.
And then, do you ever try to take another base, or are we just seeing like crazy amounts of shuttles? This is so weird. I need a beer, man. I need a drink for this one, man.
Yeah, my brain is hurt just trying to think about what can and will happen. But yeah, I mean, 3 gate going down for Zhanhun, core being remade for QiaoGege, no robo facility just yet.
Look, so he's trying to lock him in. This is, I think, the play, because you lock your opponent in, so they have to expand via shuttle now. Yeah, you gotta sneak a probe out, don't you? Like, you have to have a probe out on the map. What is that right there in the middle of the map? Is that a probe? Or is that a DT? It's a DT.
3rd DT, yeah.
Because these bases also exist on the sides. So, like, in theory, you could send a probe out and expand right now. But the question then becomes, like, can you defend it versus the shuttle drops?
Well, the problem is Zhanhun, he's got the mobility, right? Like, he can send goons out of that 3 gate production, like, right now, which is gonna give him like insurmountable, flexibility with what he can do with observers being out against these handful of DTs. So you gotta think Zhanhun's gonna be able to take the 2nd base sooner, which he is right now at 1 o'clock, or 11 o'clock rather. And there's no Reaver. I forget the name of the building. Oh, he does have a Reaver. Okay, so this is it. he's got to make something happen with this Reaver. I think that's what it comes down to. He's not thinking about a second base just yet.
Dude, where are the probes gonna go if a Reaver gets dropped? Where they have nowhere to go.
Oh man,
they don't see it. Are you kidding me? What the?
No, not left.
Why?
No.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
Shiba.
Yeah, that's big sad, as we say. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough.
All right, who cursed him? Someone in the chat did something.
That was just bad luck there. Now the observers are in position against these DTs, which would be the last ground units out on the map. Maybe you can get one out of there.
Yeah. Now, I mean, he already had the probe advantage, and now that he's on the map with a Nexus, there's like no way that QiaoGege can even stop this.
Yeah. I wasn't rooting for QiaoGege to win, but I did root for him to, be able to
make a bit of a comeback or something.
Yeah, with the Reaver and because Zhanhun just played this to the T. He knew exactly what he needed to do. It almost seems like Zhanhun has been in this position before and knew exactly what he needed to do in terms of killing the assimilators, etc., etc. Whereas QiaoGege, not as seasoned, maybe.
I just feel like all Protosses are clowns, and this is about as clowny as a game can get. So I feel like this is probably a situation that most Protosses have been in. You know what I mean? They just don't talk about it. They don't post their replays anywhere. But this is like 30% of PvPs. we can't tell the other races. We're really good at this.
Oh, how was your match on Nemesis? Pretty standard.
Don't worry about it, yeah.
Base trade into 12 and 6. 12 versus 6.
Just your normal stuff.
Now, QiaoGege is going to try to get up to this 2 Reaver Goon kind of composition against pure Goon. Zhanhun just going straight for it. Going straight for the kill. No Observer anymore. Wow, he picked off the Observer so the DTs get infinite value.
I mean, the Reaver's getting a whole crapload of value too, though.
They are.
Dude, do you just target your own Dragoon so you blow up the DT with the splash damage? That's the true play there.
Yeah, well...
I feel so bad for this Dragoon. He's just running for his life from Dark Templar. He doesn't know where they are. He's just running. Oh! Oh, you can't lose the shuttle there.
Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy play there from QiaoGege. GG.
Oh, man. What a game, dude. That was certainly an experience, I'd say.
Yeah, that was insane. That was insane. A lot of pausing. Just
we got our money's worth, I think. I don't know what else to say about that one though. I'm befuddled for sure.
Yeah, I mean, even that last shuttle that just died there before the GG, imagine he is able to kill 15 probes with that, and I don't know. I just felt like
even 6 probes, 7 probes, it would have been a game again,
Right, that's Nemesis for you.
Wow. Well, good job, Protoss players. Inspiring confidence in the other races for sure. Well, if anything, sounds like we're gonna have more recruits to the Terran and the Zerg races coming up here after that one. But yeah, that was wild. Yeah, I don't know what to say. But Zhanhun, pretty clean overall victory. At both games, even in this very strange one, Zhanhun, if anything, radiated a lot of confidence, a lot of experience. He seemed like he knew what he was doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know that sounds weird, but in game number 2, he seemed to have a real plan. You know what I mean? He was like, right. Oh, okay, this is some bullshit, but I know what to do. And so everything seemed to kind of go to plan. So I have to say, Zhanhun looked pretty dominant in both games overall, even if game number 2 was
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I think you know, like a bounce back kind of series for Zhanhun that was needed after the Mihu one. But you know, these types of things is what you need to do at this level to kind of, you know, persevere and build back that confidence that you might have lost in the series against like a juggernaut like Mihu. So for Zhanhun to kind of come back like that, you know, is definitely what he needed. I think, and you know, I haven't seen too much from QiaoGege. I've seen a couple of games. He's always been pretty impressive, but you know, maybe just not feeling it or having it as much in these two games against Zhanhun appears to be the case.
I gotta ask, since you're a player who plays at a much higher level than myself, when you lose to someone
I wouldn't
like
say
Dewalt,
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, no, I would. But like, if you lose to a player like Dewalt, who you're supposed to lose to, or whatever. Yeah, but do you feel upset about it, or are you just like, well, it was just I played against Dewalt, like, you know what I mean?
No, I don't feel upset. It feels like absolutely hopeless in whatever I do. There's never a glimmer of hope in my games versus Dewalt, and I don't get upset because I know the outcome. I think about just sort of trying to get to mid game. That's sort of the goal, preemptive to the game, and yeah, it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time for the games to be done. Because sometimes, or at least once last season, at least in the Play League, I had to face him, and you know, similar to the other upper echelon Protoss players, you know, it's more just I just show up. I know the result. I do the best that I can, but utterly hopeless when it comes to Dewalt, you know, Bonyth, any of the high level Protosses. You know, I can hold my own against like some mid tier like 2000 MMR people, but the upper echelon, like, forget about it. So I don't get upset.
So okay, so I'm curious then, like because I feel like game number 1 I didn't think so, but game number 2 Zhanhun really looked like he was a match for Mihu. So I'm wondering if he, in his own head, if he takes those losses like really seriously because he feels like they're on an equal playing field, or if he's like, okay, I lost to Mihu, but we expected that, so I'm not going to let this affect the rest of my series. Because I feel like there's a huge difference between losing to someone that you think you can beat and losing to someone who you think you probably won't beat.
Right. There is that mental aspect for sure. Yeah.
All right, well,